have the helmsman, the person that's really steering the boat. And so they're going to let everyone know ready about. And that's going to be not only a command, but a question. Because everyone needs to respond with ready. If you're not ready, say you're not ready, or don't say anything at all. Everyone should respond with ready so the helmsman knows what to do. Then once everybody responds with ready, we're then going to say, or the helmsman's going to say it heartily and push the boat hard through the wind. And so it's going to be this motion here. So going from a port tack off to a starboard tack. So remember what tacking we're going about? We're literally taking the bow of the boat through the wind. Should be one back. Okay, beating. So beating, let's say our destination, say home is directly where the wind is. Well, we know that we can't go directly into the wind because the boat will stop. It'll be in irons. And so what we have to do is we have to essentially zigzag our way to our destination. And this is called beating. So simply put, it's tacking multiple times towards a certain destination, towards the wind. So we can see here, our boat is starting out on a port tack. We're going to go up here, go about. So what's our helmsman going to say?
Ready about.
All right, crew. Ready. All right, and heartily. Perfect. So you want to make sure that you understand those commands and realize what we're using it for. Especially on a small boat, a lot of things are going to be happening at one time. So knowing the commands, understanding what's going on is going to be key. And don't worry about it too much. Once we get out there, we'll go through all of this again. All right, so once again, taking a look at this, we're going to see that we're going to have to tack multiple times to get to our destination. And that's what we call beating. All right, go ahead. Now, if we need to change tacks downwind, so let's say we're on a broad reach or on a run, and we need to change tacks. This is called jibing. And so this is going to be basically the opposite. So our stern is going to go through the wind opposed to our bow. All right, so you can see here, what tack is this boat on? Starboard tack. Because we can see the boom is over the port side. So that's an indicate we're on starboard tack. So we're sailing downwind and we want to go off onto a port tack. We're going to have to jibe to be able to do that. All right. So once again, we have commands. So the helmsman is going to say, prepare to jibe. At this point, this is going to be a little more complicated than just simply going about. The helmsman will say, prepare to jibe. The crew is going to get ready. So let's say that you're holding onto the main sheet. You want to start to bring that sheet into the center line of the boat. And then at some point, that sail's going to come across, and it's going to come across pretty hard. And this is where the name boom comes into play. Because when it comes across, as I said, it may do some damage. So you want to bring that sail all the way in, and then as the sail comes across the other side, you want to slowly let it out. So going back, we're going to say prepare to jibe. The crew is going to say ready, and then the helmsman is going to say jibe ho. There you go. All right, go ahead, next slide, please. So now we have sail trim. So we've been talking about sails. We've been talking about all these points of sail. Now we want to know how to use the sail. So to do that, we want to ease our sail until it luffs. So a luff is when the sail starts to flap. All right. So when you see that leading edge of that sail starting to flap a bit, that's going to be called a luff. And so easing your sail until it's luffing, that's telling you basically the maximum distance that sail is able to be let out. All right. So once you see that luff, then you want to start to trim. So start to bring your sail in until that luffing stops. And so where that luffing stops, where that flapping stops, is going to be where your sail is properly set. So with our mainsail, we're going to have to slowly let out our sail until we see our sail luff, and then we're going to slowly bring it back in. And we're going to do the same thing with our jib. So keep in mind with a lazy sheet and working sheet, when we're trimming a sail, we don't have to worry about a lazy sheet. So let's say we're just working with our starboard sheet. That's going to be our working. We don't need to touch the port sheet. Okay. One thing you want to keep in mind is we always want to trim the jib first. So remember, jib first, main second. As you can see here, this is basically a correct position for sailing. So you can see our sails are about a quarter to halfway out. We see that both of the sails are on the same side of the boat. And then you see our incorrect position here, where our jib is on, obviously, the wrong side for that point. So going briefly back to the points of sail, for each of those points, we're going to have a different set. So let's say we're on a close haul, we're going to want to bring our sails all the way in. And then beam reach, we're going to want to let our sails out about halfway. And then finally for a run, we're going to want to let our sails out all the way. All right, go ahead, next slide. All right, so a key thing to remember when sailing, or when trimming a sail, is when in doubt, let it out. It's very key. So if you're ever sitting there, it's like, well, is this trimmed properly? You don't even need to ask the question. Just remember, when in doubt, let it out. So let that sail out until you see it luff. So until you see that flap in the in the luff of the sail, and then slowly trim in. And once again, where that luff stops is where that sail is going to be properly set. All right, next slide. All right, so what point of sail are we on when the wind is directly abeam? Directly abeam. So remember, where is a beam? So if we're sitting on a boat.
Beam's on the side.
Yeah, the beam is going to be the widest part of our boat. And so if we're saying, let's say I'm on a boat, I'm looking straight forward, and I say that wall is directly abeam. So it's going to be 90 degrees off our boat. All right. So at that point, that's going to indicate that we're going to be on a beam reach. Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to remember. But if the wind's coming off the beam of our boat, that is telling us that we're on a beam reach. All right. So name the 3 uses of the word tack. So let's say this section. What's one use?
Port tack.
Port tack. Good. So the boat sails on a tack. All right. How about this back section over here?
The corner.
Yeah, lower forward corner of the sail.
Exactly. Good.
Here's our representative. She takes notes.
And how about this section?
So if you're tacking, you switch it from starboard to port.
Exactly. So you can also be tacking, so you can go through a tack. All right. So if we're on a run and the boom is on the port side, what tack are we on?
Starboard.
Starboard. Good. So we're looking at that. We're looking at that boom. All right. And so what does the helmsman say before going about? So let's go this section of the ring. We'll say you're the helmsman.
Ready about.
Ready about. All right. Crew.
Ready.
Ready. All right. And then.
Hard lead.
Hard lead. Perfect. All right. Now, how about when jibing? So we want to change tacks going downwind. All right. You guys are the helmsman now.
Ready to jam.
Jam it. Jam ready.
Jam.
Repeat. You want to say parajibe. So say parajibe. All right. All right. Crew.
Ready.
Ready. Oh, yeah. You also say prepare. And then you guys are gonna say.
Jive.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. And how about when in doubt?
Let it out.
Perfect.
Let it out.
All right.
His own
So
cat.
let's go sailing in April. It'll be a while, but
Day one.
yeah, day one is finished. Does anybody have any questions?
So you're gonna post these online?
Let's go on the quiz.
Is there like a Facebook group where you're gonna post them on there, or are you gonna post them on YouTube? Who's in charge of that? Oh, tech
What?
guy. Are you posting it online? Is that
Yeah,
Are you gonna
JKIT guy.
Just post it there? You have to go to
It'll be on a blog.
Yeah, I'll put the video on it.
Gas my life.
I know how to
Oh yeah, there's
Let me see if I can play left.